Hello students. See, already we have finished with our third unit related to transistor biasing. Right. Now, as see, we have seen four types of biasing circuit. You remember first type of biasing circuit that we have studied is fixed bias. Then we have studied modified fixed bias. Right. Whatever fixed bias circuit we have studied, we have connected one extra resistor to the emitter and we have given it a separate name as modified fixed bias. Right? It is called emitter bias circuit. Emitter bias circuit. The third biasing circuit that we have studied is collector to base bias. Collector to base bias. And the last one, which is very important that we have studied, is voltage divider bias circuit. In most of the amplifier circuit, why to call it most of, we'll call it in all the amplifier circuit we are using voltage divider bias circuit. So the next chapter is related to voltage amplifiers, and in every amplifier circuit we are mandatorily using voltage divider bias circuit because it is a good balanced bias circuit among all those three that I have listed out here. Right. So we have studied how Q point is stabilized by using all those four circuits, and even we have derived the stability factor equation for all those biasing circuits. Now we will start with some numericals. Right. We'll solve numericals which are based on fixed bias. Again, we'll solve numerical based on modified and the collector to base bias and also the voltage divider bias circuit. So instead of having the same type of numericals, what we will do, we'll solve one example or one numerical for each biasing circuit. That is one numerical for fixed bias, one numerical for modified fixed bias, another for collector to base bias, and we'll study how we are going to design voltage divider bias circuit. Is it? So this is how I am going to organize today's lecture. Right. So let us start with solving one numerical for each biasing circuit. Is that? So which one is first biasing circuit? It is fixed bias. So let me write it as an title, that is fixed. What I have written? FIXED, fixed bias circuit. Now the problem which is given as, let me draw it here, fixed bias circuit. See, in fixed bias circuit, collector resistor is there, emitter is purely grounded, one resistor is connected from VCC to the base, we call it as an RB, this resistor we call it as an RC, and this is plus VCC. So this is the transistor Q. Give the name as Q or T, whatever. Is it? See, some values are specified for this. The value of RC, which is given 2.7 kilo ohm. The value of RB is not given. This current, which is flowing through the base, okay, is given, that is 20 microamperes. Micro means 10 raised to minus. So you know that. Then what else is given? The current which is finally flowing through emitter is given here. It is 4 milliamperes. Now look at this. 4 milliamperes are given. Yes. And the voltage available at the collector is specified, that is 7.2, I think 7.2 volt. Yes, that's what. So those are the things which are given, and they want us to calculate they want us to calculate first IC. They want us to calculate IC. Then second thing they want from us is VCC. Third thing they want is what is value of beta. And the fourth thing is value of RB. RB is not given, beta is not given, VCC is not specified, even IC is not specified. So we have to calculate those four values, those four parameters by considering this fixed bias circuitry which is given. Some component values and current values are given, and based on that we have to calculate IC. So first let us calculate this IC. First, calculation for IC. Now, how we calculate IC? Generally, IC is equals to IE minus IB. How you remember that? IE, that is emitter resistor, is a summation of emitter current is a summation of collector current and base current. So obviously collector current is emitter current minus base current. So IE minus IB. Now see, both values are given. IE is given, that is 4 milliamperes. IB is also given, that is 20 microamperes. So let me calculate it. If you have calculator, do it with me. It is 3.98 milliamperes. 3.98 milliamperes. So this is what my first thing that I have solved. I have calculated value of IC. I hope you are using this type of calculators. It is FX82MS, non-programmable, purely. Okay. What is the next parameter they told us to calculate? It is VCC. Okay, I will write VCC. Now we will need to hunt for VCC. If I want to calculate VCC, then what I have to do? I have to apply KVL to the output loop. Let me apply KVL to the output loop. Where is output loop? This output loop. This is what output loop. Apply KVL. Then write down VCC is equals to, yes, it is black. VCC is equals to now IC multiplied by RC. Look at this. This I am talking about ICRC. This is IC. You remember this is IB. Yeah? So IC multiplied by RC. Plus. It means this voltage plus this voltage. Plus VCE. Yes, that's what it is. Now what is IC? Already we have calculated, it is 3.98 milliamperes. Plus, what about VCE? VC is given? Yes, it is already given, 7.2 volt. What I am doing? IC multiply by, multiplication. This 3.98 milliampere multiply by, we forgot to multiply IC, 2.7 kilo plus 7.2 volt. That's what it is. Now what is the value of VCC then? If I calculate VCC, let me take the page this side. It is 17.94 volt. See, second thing I have calculated, 17.94. Now what is the third point? Third thing is beta. Calculation for beta. What is value of beta? We know the equation, it is IC divided by IB. Now what is IC? IC you have calculated 3.98 milliamperes divided by, what is IB? IB is given, I think. Yes, it is specified 20 microamperes. So let me write here 20 microamperes. So then value of beta will be 3.98 milli means 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 20 micro, that is 20 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6. That's all. So I'm getting a value of 199 for beta. What is the unit for beta? Obviously it should not have any unit, is it? Now the fourth parameter, let me check what is the fourth parameter they want. Okay, now they want value of RB. Yes, that's what. Now value of RB. Now to calculate RB, yes, I need to apply KVL to the base loop. It means this loop I need to consider now. This loop means VCC is equals to IB multiplied by RB plus VBE. Is it not? So let me write the equation as it is. Scroll down and finally write down VCC is equals to IB multiplied by RB plus VBE. So as I am interested in RB, so I'll write VCC minus VBE divided by IB. Now the VCC already we have calculated. VBE is always 0.7 because we have assumed that I am using a transistor which is made up of silicon material. So I am writing 0.7. IB is also given, it is 20 microamperes. Then what will be the value of RB? If I put all those values, that is VCC is equals to how much? VCC we have calculated 17.94. So if I write 17.94 minus 0.7 divided by 20 microamperes, then I will get value of RB is equals to, what's the value? What the value I am getting here is 862.5 kilo ohm. Is it? See, your value may be 862.43 something, whatever approximate. I am writing 862.5 kilo ohm. Is it? So now those are four parameters. What's next? No, only four parameters they told us to calculate related to the fixed bias circuit. Is it? Isn't it so simple? See, whatever circuit, whatever biasing circuit we have, we just need to apply a basic KVL and KCL and things will be done then. Is it? So it's not any rocket science as such. We just need to apply KVL and KCL that already you have studied many times in your network analysis. Is it? I just want to tell you that if it is a biasing circuit, the numericals will be so simple. Is it? This is what the final demonstration. So simple numericals are there with us. Okay, let us again solve one numerical related to emitter bias circuit. Okay, let us have it. Okay, let me write here emitter bias circuit. Emitter bias circuit. Numericals on emitter bias circuit. That's what I'm going to solve now. Now let me check what kind of numerical I have. Again, same type of numerical we have. They have given a circuit diagram. This circuit diagram is given. Emitter bias, na one emitter resistor must be there. Rest things are grounded, and I need to have one extra resistor. Not extra, it's a base resistor. So this is RC. What happened to this pen? This is plus VCC. This is RB, and this is RE. Now let me check what is given. The current which is flowing through the collector is given, that is 3 milliamperes. value of collector voltage is given, that is 7.6 volt. Beta for a transistor is given, beta is 80, and the emitter voltage is also given, that is voltage across emitter resistor, that is 2.4 volt. It's a 2.4 volt. What else? The voltage at the base, that is VB. VB is given? No, VB is not given. VCC is given, that is 12 volt. VCC 12 volt. Now look at this, beta is given, IC is given, emitter voltage is given 2.4, and collector voltage is also given. What they want us to calculate? They want us to calculate, first thing is RC, collector resistor. Let me check, yes, it's a collector resistor. Second thing is emitter resistor, RE, I think. Let me check, yes, it is RE. Third thing is RB. Fourth, VCE. Why to calculate VCE? It is not given. Okay, VC. Okay, VCE is there. Then fifth is base voltage VB. We marked VB. Yes, we have marked. Then sixth is, no, not six. Only 5 parameters we have to calculate by this emitter bias circuit. Let us start with RC. First we will calculate RC. Now observe the circuit diagram. RC. How can I calculate this resistor? Is there any way to calculate this resistor? Yes. Yes, is there any way to calculate this? What if I apply KVL to this loop? It means this voltage plus this voltage plus this voltage. Now what is this voltage? This voltage is IC multiplied by RC. This voltage is 7.6. This voltage is 2.4. Now see, this voltage is known, this voltage is known, this current is known, then it is possible for us to calculate this resistor. So let us start with, here let me write, apply KVL to output loop. Now if I apply KVL to the output loop, what will be the equation? Now instead of telling you this again and again, I am clearly writing IC multiplied by RC plus VCE plus VRE. Is it? Now this IC is known, VCC is known, VCE is known, VRE is known. Then calculate RC. How you will calculate RC? It is VCC minus VCE minus VRE divided by value of collector current IC. Then it is possible for us to calculate RC. How much VCC? It is 12. How much VCE? I think it is 7.6. What about VRE? It is 2.4. So let me write 12 minus, how much it is, 7.6 minus 2.4 is equals to, answer divided by IC, 3 milliamperes. 666. Is it? 666 ohm. That's the value. Is it? We have alternate method also for that. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So where we are? First thing, RC, we are done with RC. Then RE. Okay, let us calculate RE. How can I calculate RE? Now simple, for any resistor, voltage across the resistor divided by the current flowing through the resistor. Yes, that's what the value always. Now see, voltage across RE is given. Yes, it is 2.4. Now what is the current flowing through RE? See, current flowing through RE is not known, so we have to find current flowing through RE. That is IE generally. So how can I find IE? See, this VRE is known. How much it is? 2.4. What about IE? IE is equals to IC plus IB. But IB is equals to, yes, it is not given. IB is not given. IB is given? No, IB is not given in this statement. So first calculate IB. How can I calculate IB? IB is equals to IC divided by beta. You remember beta is equals to IC by IB. So IB is equals to IC divided by beta. So what is that IC divided by beta? IC is, I think, 3 milliamperes. Yes, it is 3 milliamperes. And what about beta? Beta given is 80. Let me check. Yes. So first let me calculate that. 3 milliamperes divided by 80 is what? 37.5 micro. So this value I am getting is 37.5 microamperes. Now put this value here. Answer plus what is IC? IC is 3 milliamperes now. So 3 milliamperes. So I am getting 3.03 milliamperes. So finally what I am getting? IE is equals to 3.03, actually not 375 milliamperes. Is it? Now divide 2.4 by this value. Let me write down. RE is equals to 790. It is 790 ohm. Everyone check your answer. How much you are getting? Value of RE. I don't understand why we are calculating value of RE. It is RE. They told us to calculate RE. Yes, RE, that is 790. 790 ohm. If you are getting approximate 800 ohm, then also it is okay, no problem at all. Because whole design subject is based on the approximation. Right. Now after that, RB, VC and VB. Okay, we need to finish it fast. So RB, calculation for RB. Now let me check how can I calculate RB. Is there any way? Yes, there is a way to calculate RB. Now, see, if I apply KVL to the input loop, it means this loop I am talking about. How many voltages are there in the loop? This is VCC is equals to the current flowing through this RB. I will call it as an IB plus, it means it is IBRB plus this voltage plus this voltage, is it not? So it means now cumulatively what I can say, the complete voltage, that is this VBE plus VRE. So what is the value of VBE? It is 0.7, because we have assumed that I am using a transistor which is made up of silicon material, and that's all. So 0.7 plus 2.4 will be the cumulative voltage plus IBRB loss. So let me write the equation. Instead of discussing here, let me write, apply KVL to this loop. What will happen if I apply KVL to the base loop? It is VCC is equals to IB multiplied by RB plus VBE plus VRE. You remember this I am talking about. IBRB plus VBE plus VRE. Now Out of this, VCC is known. Yes, it is known. Then IB is known. We have calculated IB already in the previous parameter, that is RE, I think. Yes, it is RE. We have calculated IB. How much it is? It is 37.5 micro. So it means IB is known. What about VBE? It is 0.7 always. What about VRE? It is given. It is 2.4. So rest of the things are given. Let's hunt for RB then. It is VCC minus VBE minus VRE divided by IB. Put all those values and tell me what is RB. Now instead of waiting for you people, I will calculate, you calculate along with me, and the answer that we are getting is around, let me check how much it is. It is more than 200, that is 237.4 kilo ohm. See, the value is very large. No matter what the value is, this circuit we are not going to implement at the lab. So that's why don't think about the value. It is 237, and generally the base resistor is always very large if we compare it with the the resistor which is at the collector. Okay. So base resistor is always greater than the collector resistor that I have connected, and this is RB. It's all about RB. It is a second or third parameter. It's a third parameter. The fourth parameter is VCE. Now we will calculate VCE. How to calculate VCE? Just check. VCC. See, VCE, it means collector voltage to ground. Collector to ground is already given. I think it is how much? 7.6. It is 7.6. Look at this. If I draw, now look at this. This to the ground, this voltage is given, that is 7.6, and this voltage is also given, that is 2.4. Then can we calculate this voltage? It is possible. Look at the circuit. This is the actual scenario they have specified, because collector to ground, it is given. Emitter to ground, it is given. So see, this is given, this is given. So it means the collector to emitter voltage VCE is equals to 7.6 minus 2.4. Is it? So 7.6 minus 2.4, it means it is 5.2 volt. Yes, it is. Yes, it is 5.2 volt is the value of VCC. It's so simple, even we don't need to think about. That's all. And the last parameter, that is fifth parameter, is emitter bias circuit. Yes, it's VB. They want us to calculate VB. Something went wrong with this pen. Whatever, VB. Now base voltage. It is, now look at this, base voltage means, okay, let me draw the circuit again here. Now it is a base resistor. They want base voltage. This voltage is given, it is 0.7. This voltage is given, that is 2.4. Now what is base voltage? It is obviously this voltage plus this voltage. Base voltage means base to the ground. So it is 0.7 plus 2.4. See, there is no need to analyze anything, is it? So clearly I can write VB is equals to 0.7 plus 2.4, which is equals to 3.1 volt. And that's what VB is. Well, something went wrong with the pen. we need to fix it out. So this is about emitter bias. Now collector to base bias and voltage divider bias, right? So the next biasing circuit is collector to base bias. We will solve problem for or a numerical for collector to base bias, is it? Now it's time for collector to base bias. Let me write it here. Look at this. This is what previously we have solved, emitter bias. Okay, let me write the title as collector to base bias. Collector to base bias. Let me check, something is wrong with the pen. Look at, draw the circuit diagram for collector to base bias. One collector, no, that's not good. One collector resistor, emitter is, what happened? Emitter is grounded. It is grounded. What else? One resistor is connected to the base and to the collector. We call it as a feedback resistor. This is plus VCC, this is RC, this is RB. What else? No, this is transistor Q. See, this is a simplest circuit diagram for collector to base bias. Okay. Now what values are given? First, collector resistor is given, that is 1K, and the base resistor is 100 kilo ohm. And beta of a transistor is also specified. Beta is equals to 100. Is it? Now for that circuit diagram, what they want from us? They told us to stabilize. Okay, I'll write the question as it is. I'll write stabilize the operating point. Stabilize the operating point against beta. So stabilize the operating point against beta is the question for this collector to base bias. What do you mean by that? Stabilize the operating point with respect to beta. It means they want us to find IC at Q point and VCE at Q point. It means eventually we have to find ICQ and VCQ. That's what it is. So let us start with calculation for ICQ and VCEQ. First, we'll calculate IC. Right. And to calculate IC, what I need? I need to apply KVL to this output loop. It means this voltage plus this voltage, is it? Let me write the equation as it is. So apply KVL. So can I write it here? Yes. First calculate ICQ. To calculate ICQ, apply KVL to collector loop. Now, what will happen if I apply KVL to the collector loop? It is ICRC plus VC. That's what it is. Yes. But see, if I apply KVL to the collector loop, I will have this current and this voltage also. But this current is not known. That is, current which is flowing through the collector is not known at all. So that's why if I apply KVL to the collector loop, I will be able to find only base current. Is it? Because see, let me explain it again. this current which is coming from VCC is divided into two parts. One part is flowing through the collector, we call it as an IC. Another part is going into the base, we call it as an IB. So if I say this current is I, then I get divided into two parts. I is equals to IC plus IB. Look at this, I is IC plus IB. So it means apply KVL to the collector loop is not useful. We need to look into base loop to calculate collector current. Is it? See, what is the general process? If you want collector current, apply KVL to the collector loop or deal with the collector loop. But now here, the only exception case we have when I want to calculate ICQ, but I need to apply KVL to the base loop. Is it? Now, let us apply KVL to the base loop. Okay, let me write VCC is equals to this. Now, this VCC is equals to the current which is flowing in this direction. Now, what is the current which is flowing through this RC? This current is nothing but I. Is it? So, I multiply by RC. Let me write. It is I multiply by RC. But what is that I? That I is nothing but IC plus IB. Is it? Multiply by RC. So instead of writing this I multiply by RC, I am going to write IC plus IB multiply by RC. Is it? Now plus, let me check what is there. Plus, now there is another resistor. The current is flowing through another resistor. What is that current? It is IB. What is that resistor? It is RB. So IB multiply by RB. Let me write the equation again. It is IB multiply by RB. Is that? Plus, check where the current is proceeding. The current is going into the base and then towards the emitter, that means ground. So this base to emitter voltage will also come in picture. So we need to consider it. So it is plus VBE. This voltage I am talking about, that is positive, negative. How many voltages? First voltage that is equal across RC, another voltage that is across RB, and the third voltage is across base to emitter, that is VB. Now this IC is not useful in the equation. Why? Because see, everywhere IB term is there. IB term is there in this equation. IB term is there in this equation. This is a fixed voltage. So IC that I want to calculate is a separate term coming in the equation, which is not useful for us. So what I will do then? I will replace it with beta IB. So let me replace this with beta IB. So beta IB plus IB. Okay, let me write down like this. Now plus IB multiply by RB plus VBE. V is equals to VCC. Now VCC is given. Let me check. VCC is given. VCC is given. So VCC, yes, it is plus 20. We forgot to write it here. VCC is plus 20 volt. VCC plus 20 volt. It means now this VCC is given, IC is given, beta is given, then RC is also given, RB is given, VB is given. Now in every term IB is there. Look at this. Here in first term IB is there, in second term IB is there, in third term IB is there. So let me take IB common. So what else is there? Beta, RC multiplied by beta plus RC plus RB. This plus VBE. This is equals to VCC. IB is equals to, now VCC minus VBE divided by the whole bracket RC multiplied by beta plus RC plus RB. Now when you get value of RB, then IC will be beta IB, and that's what the value of IC are. See now, it's quite okay. Hello. So where are we? It is IC. Okay, let me delete this first. IC is equals to beta IB. That's all. So it means you have to calculate value of IB and then multiplied by value of beta. So beta is given, it is 100, and whatever value of IB you calculate, you will get value of ICQ then. Yes, now this is quite fine. Let me check again. Yes, it is done. Calculate value of ICQ. So if ICQ value is done, then turn towards VCQ, because this is a remaining part. Calculation for VCEQ. Okay, let me check now. VCEQ. Calculation for VCEQ. No, still there is a problem. Okay, we'll finish this anyhow. Calculation for VCEQ and then we'll stop. Okay, as we are at the last VCQ. So VCE is equals to, now let me apply KVL and let me write VCC minus IC plus IB multiplied by RC. Oh shit. Now VCC is known, IC is given, no, ICQ you have calculated, IB is also you have calculated, RC is given. Put all those values and calculate VCEQ, which is equals to 10.34 volt, and this is what value of VCEQ. I need to check, something went wrong with this. Okay, now it's quite fine. Let us start with voltage divider bias circuit. All right, we will solve one numerical, or what I can say, the design statement. Let me write it here. Design for voltage divider bias circuit. Yes. Now it's my mistake. It's not about the pen. Voltage divider bias circuit. Let me write down question. Let me read the question and then we will start with. See, the question is design a voltage divider bias circuit for following specifications. The specifications given are HFE 145, stability factor is also given, that is 7.5, voltage across emitter resistor, that is 3 volt, VCC 15 volt is given, and Q point is specified. So see, let me list out whatever things given. Here it is given things. I'll write given data. What are given data? Design voltage divider bias circuit for following specifications. So the specifications given, first specification is HFE. HFE is given, that is 145. What else? Stability factor. Stability factor is given, that is 7.5. VRE, that is voltage across resistor RE is specified, that is 3 volt. Then VCC is also given, which is equals to 15 volt. Then Q point, okay, Q point is given. Q point is given means this is what? This is the method they define Q point. That is 6.5 volt and 5.5 milliamperes. It clearly means this 6.5 is nothing but your VCQ, and this 5.5 milliamperes is what your ICQ. Right? So this is what actual design statement. We have to design voltage divider bias circuit for that data which is specified. Now let us start with. Obviously, whenever I start design, we need to start with the circuit diagram. So let me draw the circuit diagram first. There, a collector resistor. After that, and this is a transistor. See, I'm in voltage divider bias circuit. So emitter resistor along with two voltage divider network, that is R1 and R2 will be there in our circuit. Now look at this, R1 and R2 I'm drawing. Here it is grounded, base has to be connected to the potential provided by R1 and R2. This is RC, okay, and this is RE. Only 4 resistors and 1 transistor. This we have to design. See, we have to design voltage divider bias circuit means we have to calculate values for the resistors which are there in the circuit, that is R1, R2, RC and RE. And to calculate those values, the data HFE, stability factor, VRE, VCC and Q point is given. With the help of those parameters which are specified, we have to calculate values for R1, R2, RC and RE. Right. Now let us start with, first what we will do, collector current is given, and then beta is not given here. So let us start with, first we will calculate the value of RE. Let me write down as a first step, calculation for RE. Now what we need to calculate RE? Obviously the voltage across resistor RE divided by the current which is flowing through resistor RE. Resistance is equals to voltage divided by current. Yes, this is the universal thing. So that's why we have to calculate RE. What we need voltage across RE, that is VRE, and the current flowing through RE, that is IE. That's what I needed. Now VRE is given in the specification. How much it is? It is 3 volt. VR is already given. Now our job is to calculate IE. Now how to calculate IE? We know that IE is given by IC plus IB. Now what is that IC? In a voltage divider bias circuit, as we are in biasing circuits, so in my case this IC will be ICQ. Right? So IE is nothing but ICQ plus IB. Now this ICQ is given because the Q point is specified. How much Q point is given? 6.5 and 5.5. So it means 5.5 is nothing but your IC. So this is 5.5 milliampere which is given. And what about VRE? VRE is 3 volt. This is also given. See, from every equation, one parameter is given, whereas one is still we have to calculate. So it means to calculate IE, we have to calculate IB first. Is it? So how can I calculate IB? IB can be calculated by IC divided by beta. What is that beta? Beta is nothing but your HFE. Is it? So IC divided by HFE. IC is nothing but my ICQ. Now ICQ is given. Yes, it is given. It is 5.5 milliamperes. Beta is given. Yes, this is also given. Beta is that is HFE is 145. Now 5.5 milliamperes divided by 145. This thing we have to calculate first. Right. Now it comes to be 37.9 microamperes. Micro 10 raised to minus 6. Now put this value of IB in this equation and calculate value of IE. Then what is value of IE? That is 37.9 microamperes plus 5.5 milliamperes. Then it turned out to be 5.537 or 8 milliamperes. So now this is what the value of IE that I wanted to calculate. Is it? Now we have VRE, we have IE, that is voltage across the resistor, current through the resistor. So now it means I can calculate RE. So what is the value of RE then? It is 3 volt divided by 5.537 milliamperes. Milli means 10 raised to minus 3. So it is, now calculate 3 divided by 5.5 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3. It is turn out to be 542 ohms. So obviously it's a resistance, so I have calculated the value and the unit that I am going to put is ohm. So 542 ohm is the value of RE. See, out of 4 resistors, 1 we are done with. This is RE. 1 value we have calculated. Was it? That is 542. See, if you want to perform this experiment in lab, then 542 ohm, the exact value of resistor is not available. So the nearest available value that I need to use is 560 ohm. So that's what practical value. Let me write it here. This is a practical value that I will use in my lab session. Is it? So this RE we are done with. Let us calculate RC then. Is it? See, 4 resistors are there. We have calculated only one. See, RC, R1, R2. 3 are still pending. Now what's next? RC or R1 and R2? Let us have R1 and R2 first. Let me write down here. Calculation for R1 and R2. Calculation for R1 and R2. Right. Now, while analyzing this voltage divider bias circuit, you remember we put R1 in parallel with R2 and the combination we referred it as an RB. Is it? So RB is a equivalent resistance That is when R1 and R2 are in parallel. And that's why we have derived this voltage stability factor as, you remember that, 1 plus beta Re divided by Rb plus Re. Yes, this is what stability factor equation. Stability factor. Is it? Now, as stability factor for this circuit is given, how much it is? Just check, it is 7 or 10. Stability factor is 7.5. See, stability factor is given 7.5. Let me write it here in small font, 7.5. Beta, which is nothing but your HFE, that is also given. It is 145. Value of Re, this value of Re, you have already calculated just now. We are done with this. It is 542. This is 542. By default, it is on. Now see, from this equation, almost all values are given. Only thing is we have to calculate this Rb. Now it's purely your skill. That put all those values of beta, stability factor and Re and calculate value of Rb. You do it. I have already calculated the value of A. I have the ready-made example which is solved here. So Rb, follow the process. What you will do then? Let me change it to the black font. Put the 7.5. Okay, I'm not going to solve this as a whole. This beta is 145 plus 1 means it is 146. I'm going to write direct value. It will be 1 plus, now what is that? It is 145 multiplied by 542 divided by Rb plus 542. Yes, you multiply this, you add this, and then cross multiplication with this 7.5, and then finally conclude with some value of Rb. Is it? Because if I start doing this, it will take a lot of time. So that's why I'm just saving our time. So the value of Rb, if you follow the same process, then you will get 3.7. What happened? 3.7 kilo ohm, 3.7 K. Yes, and what is this actually? It is R1 in parallel with R2. This is what Rb is 3.7 K, which is nothing but R1 in parallel with R2. 3.7. In your calculation, you will get 3.723, 3.69 or something. Roughly, I am writing 3.7 K. This is the rough value that I need to calculate. Now, from this from this Rb, we have to hunt for this R1 and R2. Why I am telling you this? Because see, R1 and R2 obviously they contribute in Rb. Right? So now this is 3.7. Now let us come to the circuit diagram. Let me change the pen. In this circuit diagram, this voltage across R2, let me call it as VR2. This voltage across R2, or let me copy that circuit diagram. Let me check what I can do with this. Because see, every time we have to scroll it. Now paste. It is done. See, now value of the voltage across this resistor, I will call it as VR2. Okay. Now what is that VR2? VR2 is nothing but voltage across base and emitter plus voltage across Re. So can I say it is VRE, that is voltage across RE. And what is this? It is VBE. So VBE plus VRE is nothing but voltage across resistor R2. So let me write down here, VR2 is equals to VBE plus VRE. Now what is VBE? Assume all the time that I'm using silicon made transistors, so it is 0.7 plus VRE. I think VRE is given in the statement, is yes, it is 3 volt. VRE is 3 volt, so it means VR2 it will be 3.7 volt, right? So now voltage across resistor R2 we have calculated. See, this is VR2. Now what is that VR2 plus VR1? VR1 and VR2, what are those? Those are nothing but VCC. See, complete VCC is divided across resistor R1 and resistor R2. It means VR1 and VR2, if I add them, it becomes VCC by voltage division rule simply. So VCC is what? Is actually VR1 plus VR2. So now VCC is known, VR2 is known. Can I have then VR1, which is equals to VCC minus VR2. Now check VCC. What is VCC? How much VCC is? Let me check how much VCC is given. It is 15 volt. So 15 minus, what's the value of VR2 we have calculated? It is 3.7. So then VR1, it becomes 11.3 volt. Now see, now I have voltage across resistor R1, I have voltage across resistor R2, then I am interested in value of R1 and R2, is it? So let's take ratio VR1 divided by VR2 is equals to resistor R1 divided by resistor R2. What is VR1? It is 11.3. What is VR2? It is 3.7. Yes, it is 3.7 is equals to R1 divided by R2. It means, can I write R1 divided by R2 is 3.05. Now this factor will be very useful. So R1 divided by R2 is 3.05. Can I write R1 is equals to 3.05 of R2? Can. And I'm going to use this value of R1 somewhere. Let's use it immediately. RB is equals to, now as we know, now what we know RB is equals to what? It is a parallel combination of R1 and R2. So it means it is R1 multiplied by R2, R1 plus R2. Is it not? R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. That's what parallel combination of R1 and R2, which is nothing but your RB. And value of RB already we have calculated. It is 3.7. Let me check whether it is 3.7. Value of RB. Yes, it is 3.7 K. Means 3.7 multiply by 10 raised to 3. So 3.7 K is equals to, now value of R1, I will use this value now. I will use the value of R1 as 3.05 to R2. So I will use 3.05 of R2 multiply by R2 divided by, see everywhere whenever R1 will come, I will use 3.05 R2. Here again I will use 3.05 of R2 plus R2. Now check. See, in all the equation we have only R2 and rest values are there. So from that I can easily calculate the value of R2. Just use your calculator and then calculate value of R2. So if I do some mathematics, then I will get value of R2 is approximately 5k. Maybe your value is 4.9 or maybe 5.1 kilo. I'm going to write 5k approximately, no matter what is your value. It's an approximate value. If your exact value is 5.107 something, it's okay. If your value is 4.972 or whatever, no matter. But we are just writing approximate value for R2. See, R2, the thing we are done with, but still R1 is pending. Now, what is that R1? Now, look at this. RB is equals to R1 multiplied by R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This is what RB is it not? So now R2 is 5k and RB is 3.7k. So it means it is 3.7k is equals to R1 multiplied by 5k divided by R1 plus 5k. Now check. Isn't it same thing that we are having one register and rest of the values? So apply the mathematics, and when you finish with your mathematics and conclude with the value of R1, that will be then final value of R1. It comes out to be approximately 14k. Maybe your value is 14.7, 14.8, 14.9 or maybe 15.1. I am writing approximate 15k. Is it? So see, till now we are finished with R1, R2, even RE. Oh, RC is the last thing that we need to calculate. So let us find out RC. Now to calculate RC, yes, this thing is very simple. We just need to apply KVL to the output loop. So, all the mathematical things I am not writing here as it's not working properly. Now apply KVL to the output loop. VCC circuit diagram is there in front of it. Is IC multiplied by RC plus VCEQ, which is given, plus VRE is also specified. So now VCEQ is known, VRE is known, VCC that is also known. IC is nothing but your ICQ, which is given. So what else we are left with? We are left with RC. So RC will be VCC minus VCEQ minus V divided by ICQ. Now put all those values. VCC, I think it is 12. Now 15. VCQ is 5.5 or 6.5. Sorry, 6.5. VRE is 3 volt given, and ICQ is 5.5 milliamperes. Put all those values, use your calculator efficiently, and then tell me what is the value of RC. Is it? So what I have calculated, the value of RC is approximately 1 kilo ohm. If your value is 949 or 990 ohm, then it's okay, keep as it is. I am writing practical values that we have used in our lab to perform this voltage divider bias circuit. Okay, so what we have in this, we have 4 resistors and 1 transistor. Now see, 4 resistors we have calculated. What about the transistor? Now the important part is selection of transistor. Now transistor selection is done on the basis of this HFE, first parameter. Second parameter is this. But see, this HFE is mentioned in datasheet, no matter, it is there in the datasheet. What about this ICQ? See, IC max is given in the datasheet. So that's why, as we have only one thing in our hand, that is HFE. So go to the datasheet, select a general purpose transistor which has HFE nearly 145, and you can finish the thing. So this is how we can design voltage divider bias circuit. This procedure is very useful. Why I am telling you this is very useful? Because once you design voltage divider bias circuit, you are done with 80% of amplifier design. See, all 4 resistors, what is there in amplifier? 3 extra capacitors, that's what it is. So 3 extra capacitors add into the design, you will get amplifier design done. Is so this is how we can finish with the voltage divider bias circuit design. Okay. Probably in next lecture we can start with our next chapter. Okay, thank you, thanks a lot.